Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today we're going to take a look at this residential application. So this customer had provided us with some floor plans and some elevations and wondering where to place the heaters. They had some ideas, but were concerned with those ideas and kind of had some questions about all that. So let's go right into it. And what we have here is the floor plan itself. So we have some French doors, some windows over here. I don't have the windows placed up here. And then there's a step and French doors over here. And of course some windows over here, a bar over here. So let's go ahead and just turn that off. And let's look at some of these dimensions. So basically 18 foot this direction and 29, this almost call it 30 foot this direction to the edge here. And then also the height of this, the bottom height of this beam up here would be 8.5 feet, and then 12 feet to this ledger up here. So you can see that I believe I got the construction correct in here. So we have these open beams. They wanted to know about placing flush mounts, especially on a slope. The slope, you cannot place a flush mount on a slope, but you could, put a solid lid on here so that you have a flat ceiling, and then put flush mounts in there. But we don't have that option yet, so we're going to use what we have and make some recommendations off of that. Let's see here. So the customer, I believe, was wondering about placing some slimline units, and actually I'm just going to take the top right off for a second so we can see this a little bit better. So they wanted to place some slimline units along the wall over here and off this beam here. And as you can see, placing the slimline units would work okay. These units are really pushing their furthest distance capacity to even make this chair over here. Now, it being that there are walls, got two walls and a ceiling, that might be acceptable for this application, because as you protect your property or protect the seating area, then you can reduce the amount of heaters necessary. And as you see here, also we have a lot of overlapping. This is about a foot of overlapping here, but here in the center, you can see we're going to end up with having some overlapping here. So the person sitting, let's just say here, will feel this heater, but also feel some of that heater. So that might work out okay. Now you can see that I had to place these heaters up higher than over here, and I only did that because I'm not quite sure of the orientation or the swing of this door. So if the swing of the door comes out, then I need to maintain a clearance below the heater, and that clearance is it's 32 inches this direction and 18 inches this direction. And then we also would have to build a special bracket that we can come off this wall so we can bring it out. I think it's out close to 18 inches off this wall. I didn't get that measurement here. Let me see if I can pull that on here real quick. And I'm just going to utilize the center of this position here. I think I can do that. No, it's not going to let me do that for some reason. Here we go. So this is just an approximate 16 inches there. Yep. So you'd have to get an extended bracket so that you can meet this clearance on this edge to maintain this angle that I'm using right now, which I believe is a 20-degree angle. Or you can come off the ceiling if we have a ceiling here, obviously, that we can utilize. So you could bring a bracket off the ceiling and place it, you could even bring the heater further out here. I just thought show you what they had done. So that's that, and let me turn that off, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you what I would recommend. Here we go. So what I have here are some CD 6024. These are 6,000 watt units. The ones I showed you before were 4,000 watt units, and I placed them kind of. Let's see if I have that dimension here. Turn that on. So I don't have that dimension right here. Sorry about that, but I think these are about 8 foot center from each other. Let me just check that out here real quick. Sorry that I didn't have that. Yeah, so that's 8 foot, let's call it, centered from each other. And let's go back here, turn that off. And then, of course, I have them just centralized. Sorry, my mouse is fighting me. So if I took the lid off here, I just have them centered in each one of these spaces here, essentially. So, and then, of course, let's look at the ray here. So the ray in this direction here, we got nice, even coverage throughout this whole space here, and the same on this side here, which is overlapping in the middle. We're heating up all the space in this patio very nicely, prep area, everything. Now you may not really need these heaters here, but if we eliminate this heater and this heater here, then we will not heat up this particular chair in this spot that I have here correctly. Now we could just move it a little bit closer in, and let's see if we can do it about there. Well, that would be a little bit too much, obviously, but we could do something like that, and maybe we'll move this set of equipment over here as well, so make it a little bit more even. And then we're good at heating this whole space. And then obviously if we had the clearance on the below side here, we're meeting this door parameter here if that was an issue, if this door does come out. So this is the clearance that we need to meet, and we're good with that there. So in any case, this would be a great application, and if you're looking for assistance with your outdoor heating needs, we're here to help. I'm Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. And if you wouldn't mind, give us a thumbs up if this has helped you, because it just lets us know that this effort is appreciated, and we'll continue doing that if you guys all like this. And thank you. Have a great day.